Hey, happy Tuesday afternoon, Santa Fe. Mayor Alan Weber here from the mayor's office. Thank you for joining me. I know the CDC is coming out with new guidance on wearing masks outside. I'm inside. And if you haven't been vaccinated and you are still feeling a little fragile or nervous or concerned, or you simply want to show everybody that we still are not out of the woods, continue to wear a mask. It's good practice. It doesn't cost you anything, and it keeps us all safe. In the meantime, we need to continue to focus on vaccinations. And I have some data I'd love to share with you about where we are with our vaccination process. According to the New Mexico Vaccine Dashboard, as of today, Santa Fe County, 67.5% of us have at least one shot. 46.2% of us are fully vaccinated. So we are continuing to make real progress. We have a ways to go, and we are not out of the woods yet. We're looking at other parts of America where they're seeing COVID spike again. We are really leading the way right here in Santa Fe and Santa Fe County. So if you know someone who hasn't been vaccinated yet, if they may be a little hesitant or they don't have all the information they need, we have plenty of people at Christus, at La Familia, at Prez. There are doctors, there are public health experts who can answer questions. Our own Department of Health is very up to speed on what's going on with the vaccines. Please continue to spread the word. The way through this is through vaccinations. President Biden has said, the bottom line is clear. If you're vaccinated, you can do more things more safely, both indoors and outdoors. So if you know someone who hasn't gotten their vaccinations yet, especially if you're younger and you're thinking you don't need it, this is another great reason to get vaccinated now. And in line with that, I just got handed to me a release from our own New Mexico Department of Health that says during the week of May 3 through 8, students aged 16 and older will be given priority for making appointments on the NMDOH COVID-19 vaccine registration system, vaccinenm.org. So public school is back in session. Summer's around the corner. If you're 16 and up, this is your shot at getting a shot. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is the meeting of the governing body tomorrow, 4 and 6. A lot of business on the agenda for tomorrow night. Please tune in. Please go to the city's website to see how large the agenda really is and how many different really important issues will be in front of the governing body. Perhaps one of the most significant ones is the adoption of the city budget. Thanks to the hard work of our finance committee and other members of the governing body who attended 2 solid weeks of finance committee hearings, we're now in a position for a public hearing on the budget as recommended by the finance committee. I think it has a lot of things to recommend it, coming out of COVID in particular. We continue to remind ourselves what a remarkable, resilient community we have here in Santa Fe, coming through COVID, dealing with a financial shutdown, a health crisis, a social justice moment where we're called to deal here in Santa Fe and across the nation with issues of history and race and inequity, a financial challenge for individuals and small businesses, our tourism economy taking a huge hit. And yet we're coming through it with flying colors. And now, assuming we get vaccinated and we continue to make that progress, this budget is ready to rebuild, rebalance, recover our Santa Fe. It has a number of things that I think we can all be proud of. It has a 4% proposed increase for our city workers, plus money to cover their healthcare costs next year. It has an alternative response unit working in our community health and safety department, so that a group of well-trained individuals, a police officer, a social worker, an emergency medical technician, can respond to calls for people who are dealing with mental or behavioral health issues, or people who are experiencing homelessness, people who really need help and don't need to get caught up in the criminal justice system. There's money in there for a tenant hotline, knowing that there may be a really serious spike in evictions as we come through COVID. There's money where tenants can get advice and help and support, and where we can create a venue where tenants and landlords can work out their differences so that no one is punished because of COVID. There is money in there for Spanish language translation across the city. There is money in there for victims of rape or domestic violence who need support and counsel and help coming through a traumatic experience that we wish no one had to deal with. And yet we know that it happens. There are so many positive elements to this budget. It's not everything we would ever want because we don't have all the money we would ever want, but it is building back better after COVID. It is returning the city government to its level of services when it comes to sprucing up Santa Fe, making Santa Fe look beautiful as we head through spring and into the summer. It is a commitment to the next leg of our journey as a community after a very hard year, to make sure we are all able to put ourselves in a position to enjoy the life of being in Santa Fe, with more housing, $3 million for affordable housing, more environmental quality, more technology, more connectivity, more of everything that makes life in Santa Fe so important, so lovely, and so special. So please do tune in to our city council meeting tomorrow. For those of you who are experiencing food issues, Thursday, April 29th, 7 to 9 a.m., the Food Depot continues to do a remarkable job with distribution. 1222 Seiler Road, 7 to 9 a.m. on the 29th. We are in the closing days of the competition for the Mayor's Water Challenge. We are going for the gold in the National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation. Please go to mywaterpledge.com and make a pledge to save water. If you saw the paper this morning, our water team has done an evaluation of our water availability. We acknowledge that we're in a drought. We know that this is a time to conserve water. At the same time, because of years and even decades of careful planning, we have enough water to serve the people of Santa Fe and Santa Fe County, but don't waste it. There's never a good reason to waste water, and there's always a good reason to conserve it and to make sure that we are using our water wisely. Water is life here in northern New Mexico, and we need to be a good steward of our water resources. Other things that are worth mentioning. As you all know, there is a series of pilot locations where you can look at different street light treatments. These are LED street lights replacing the old sodium lights. They are more energy efficient. They are more environmentally friendly. They are more sustainable. They're easier to maintain. And the question in front of our community is, how do we get the right kind of street lights, the right quality of street lights, not just Kelvin ratings, but lumens and other light creation technology with the hoods, with the pattern on the ground. Those are all questions we need to respond to as a community. And so go out and look at the different places where there are pilots and weigh in. Let your voice be heard. Offer your advice, your input, and your suggestions. I can tell you for sure that this is a community conversation where your voice matters and your input is very important. So please do share what you think about the different options that are out there for you to take a look at. We are vigorously exploring what it'll take for Santa Fe to become a dark sky city with a designation that says that we qualify. That would be yet another expression of our commitment to sustainability and quality of life for the future of Santa Fe, building on the quality of life we have now, preserving, protecting, and cherishing the parts of our quality of life that make Santa Fe the place that we all love. A quick update on this summer's markets and fiestas. Yesterday, I had a phenomenal visit with the heads of the Fiesta Council, the Opera, the Lensic, Swaya, Folk Art Market, Indian Market, AMP Concerts, Currents, the Spanish Market. And I can report to you the good news is that there is cautious optimism about the summer season. We all know there is uncertainty ahead depending on COVID. We're still not completely settled on where and how we will be dealing with COVID as summer rolls around. But we know that those important festivals, markets, and fiestas need to do their planning now. And so I can tell you, I will give you more information as it becomes available, but everyone is working hard at summer programming. It's going to be different in certain ways from the past. It'll be more flexible, more creative in many ways, and in other ways it'll be more structured because of COVID. But all of those markets, fiestas, festivals, arts and culture gatherings are working now to get their planning, their programming in place so that all of us who look forward to those with great joy and with a sense of this is who we are, and we're all looking forward to that, and they're working with their plans to deliver on that promise. Shop local is another reminder as we celebrate local. Remember that Santa Fe Marketplace is still available. If you want to buy local arts, crafts, products of all kinds, SantaFeMarketplace.com is the place where you keep your money where your home is. And be sure to do your best. All of us should do our best to keep our money where our homes are, right here in Santa Fe. A big shout out retrospectively to the mayor's virtual give back ball that was last week. Buddy and Irene Roybal were the chair and co-chair of that event and did a brilliant job with a volunteer committee to make it happen. A celebration of volunteerism here in Santa Fe, the people behind the organizations that give so much to Santa Fe in so many ways. If you haven't watched it, I think it's still available. You can check it out. It's a wonderful, wonderful celebration of people, of commitment, of compassion, of caring, of all of the volunteers in our community who give so much to us. This was a give back to them. And I'm very pleased that thanks to Buddy and Irene's leadership, each of the 25 organizations that were recognized were awarded a $3,000 stipend, courtesy of the sponsors of the event who put money forward to celebrate the organizations and their volunteers. So that's a quick overview of this day in Santa Fe, this Tuesday. Remember the governing body meeting tomorrow night. Go out and check out the streetlights and let your voice and opinion be heard. We definitely want to know what you think, what you like, what you would like to see more or less of, how to make the lights work for us and make us feel safe, secure, but also not too bright, too harsh, too glaring. Those are part and parcel of adjusting and adapting the lights to our values and to the way we want to live here in Santa Fe. That's about it for today. Boy, there's a lot to talk about because there's a lot going on in our city. So many things are happening as we open up, as we see restaurants opening up, as we see Meow Wolf opening up, as last weekend we saw goats nibbling away at the grass at Market Station and the park, as we saw the farmers market being a vital and lovely part of our community, as we see people getting vaccinated, doing more, staying safe. So as you think about the week ahead, remember, continue to be COVID safe. We've got to continue to bend the curve of the spread of COVID. We're doing well, but we can still do better. We're hitting about 11 new cases over a 7-day average. Over a three-day period over the weekend, there were 28 new cases. So in the neighborhood of 9, 10 new cases, we've got to get it down to 5, 6, 7. And then we will continue to get vaccinated, get the numbers up so that 50% of us will have had 2 doses. Remember, those 16 and over are now priority. So make your appointment to get vaccinated. And so until I see you next time, thanks for being with me. Thanks for listening in, tuning in, watching. Please remember, stay safe. Take care of yourself and your family. Take care of our community. Together, we will all take care of Santa Fe. We are going to come through this safe, open together. We're going to rebuild, rebound, rebalance, reopen, and look forward to a spring and a summer with optimism and with hope and with joy. That's the spirit of Santa Fe. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I will see you again at the end of the week. Take care. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you on Friday. Be well. Bye, everybody.